Sure. Well, when the players of Sydney FC run out to defend their A-League title this afternoon, the backroom staff and board of directors are likely to be just as nervous as the players.
Yeah, that's right. But for one of the directors, a man who often rubs shoulders with international celebrities and the rich and famous, football is the greatest leveller. Joe caught up with Anthony Lapaglia during the week.
Anthony, what is it about football that gets you going?
Oh, everything. It's the first thing I love about it is it's very democratic. It doesn't matter how smart, how not bright, how rich, how poor, whatever. It doesn't matter what background you come from. Once you get out on that field with a ball, everybody's equal, and you either can play or you can't. And it doesn't matter if you have a connection to someone or something. That isn't going to help you when you're out there. So I like the democratic element of the sport in its purest form.
Saying that, are there any comparisons between football and the world of acting as far as drama or tension?
Oh, it has everything. Yeah, football is like the world stage in terms of that. It has everything that Hollywood has. You know, it has backroom politics. It has corruption. It has, you know, football at the highest level. It also has its stars. It also has its, what are the equivalent of character actors, people that play in teams week in, week out, putting in hard work, that don't get as much recognition as the star, but are as valuable to the team as the star. To me, they're like, you know, in some ways, they're almost parallel.
In your American Express campaign, one of the things that you write, and it's a fantastic campaign, is that one of the biggest challenges in your life is actually being a part owner of a professional football club. Yeah. So apart from the obvious financial drain, what are those other challenges that you talk about? Well,
there were things that I didn't consider when I first, you know, decided to embark on the endeavor. It's very hard to be involved in a business when you live 10,000 miles away. That's the number one thing. Number two is that, you know, there are a large number of personalities and entities involved in running a club, and everybody has different opinions about how things should be done. So trying to find a cohesive way and peaceful way to, you know, achieve your objective, and those objectives can be different amongst all the individuals. My objective is always, how do we put the most entertaining football out on the field? Because without that, you don't have anything. People come to see their heroes. They come to see Dwight York. They come to see, I think people underestimate the value of a marquee player. It's one of the things that I think that, you know, Sydney, I think, has been probably the most progressive club in terms of taking big chances. One of them was signing a marquee player. Fortunately, we signed the right marquee player. Dwight York has been such an ambassador for the A-League. He, you know, I've seen a lot of professional footballers all over the world in my time who take no time after a game for kids, but that's a man who will stand outside a stadium and sign every single autograph of every single kid. And that is exactly what you want in a marquee player.
What about you personally? How hands-on are you with the players? Like when you're overseas, are you on the phone to them?
There's a couple of them that I have a very good relationship with, and I speak to on a semi-regular basis. I speak to Jim Fraser, the goalkeeper coach, pretty much on a daily basis, I think, almost. My phone bill's astronomical. It's not always about football, you know. It's often about life, whatever.
In your American Express campaign, you talk, you say football means almost as much to you as your family.
Not quite as much.
Does your beautiful wife, Gia, and daughter, Bridget, are they as passionate about football as you are?
My daughter says it's too noisy. So it's too loud for her. Hurts her ears.
Does she have a Sydney FC strip?
Yeah, she does. And in the front yard, when there's no yelling crowd, she's fine. We kick her out in the front yard. My wife was, I think, very understanding of my love of the game and, you know, put up with it until we got to Japan. Until we got to Kaiserslautern, and went to the Japan game where I saw my wife transform from a kind of interested bystander into an absolute rabid fan. She went nuts. She was worse than anybody else sitting around me. She cried. She allowed me to, when that Tim Cahill came on and scored, and then we scored the 3 goals in 7 minutes, it totally converted her to the point where I was in Australia when they were playing the Kuwait game, and she was watching the Kuwait game, which is something that would have never happened before. But I think it has more to do with the fact that she has, I think, a large crush on Mark Viduka. And here I think she has a rather large crush on Clint Bolton, so it may have something to do with that. But I think she genuinely, sitting in a crowd like that, with all that energy around you and all that, and it's really hard to put into words the electricity that flies through the air. And it struck her, and she's become a very big fan.
Well, it's not only the players who are a great ambassador, you are too. Good luck for the rest of the season for Sydney FC.
Thank you very much.
What a good fella.
He was delightful, and he's got a fantastic vision now. He reaffirmed he's not here for the short term. He wants to actually support Sydney FC and Australian football as a whole as they move into the Asian League for forever and a day. Like, he's putting his money where his mouth is.
You can just tell he loves it, doesn't he?
He was unreal.
And you just reduced him to a sweaty mess.
He had actually been out goalkeeping.
Sure,
he was a goalkeeper from way back, so he got out and showed himself, and he was good. He was really good.
All right, that's enough.
Okay.